They good?
They're good.
Hey, you have to see this. Amazing, right?
It's beautiful.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my video for the new Marvel Disney Plus series they just announced for Agents of S.W.O.R.D. and Nick Fury. That's right, they finally confirmed that they're doing that new series, so we'll break it down. There's a bunch of Easter eggs. I'll explain how it's connected to all the other Marvel Phase 4 movies and what's going on with Avengers 5. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Of course, I'll do episode videos for it when it releases, and I will explain what their release schedule is going to be for some of this stuff. We'll do a new Disney Plus giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know which other Avengers characters you want to see cross over to this Agents of S.W.O.R.D. series. So just starting with number 5, big news first. Marvel recently announced that they were doing a full-blown Nick Fury Disney Plus series with Samuel L. Jackson set after the events of Avengers Endgame. Effectively, that is their Agents of S.W.O.R.D. TV show that had been rumored for a long time. Remember the Avengers Infinity War post-credit scene with that pager? On the back of the pager, you can actually see it says S.W.O.R.D. on it, so they've been setting this up the whole time. There had also been separate rumors about a Nick Fury Disney Plus show since Avengers Infinity War a couple years ago. Now we can say that those two rumors were basically about the same thing. The Nick Fury series is the Agents of S.W.O.R.D. follow-up. That clip from the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is basically them teasing that Quake is now on deep space missions. She's not working for S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore, officially, so that means she's working for S.W.O.R.D. And Coulson, who's kind of like the life model decoy version of Coulson, has a brand new version of Lola, just flies off into the sunset, teasing his new missions that he's going on the side. You may have noticed that Marvel was also posting about S.W.O.R.D. on all their official social accounts this morning, right as I was making this video. I see you, Marvel. I see what you're doing there. So yes, of course, this is them teasing that they're doing S.W.O.R.D. in a really big way on Disney+. There's also a bunch of other S.W.O.R.D. scenes between the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene, obviously that I put at the beginning of this video with Nick Fury on the S.W.O.R.D. space station from the comics, and in the Wandavision trailer that we just got. Number 4, in the Wandavision trailer, you see Monica Rambeau dressed in full 1960s, 1970s looking attire with the afro getting punted out of Scarlet Witch's false bubble dimension, the fake reality where Vision is alive and she's living out her perfect family life with him. It's like the Tom King Vision run, but that's basically them doing a couple different Easter eggs at the same time. So one is an Easter egg for Monica Rambeau in the classic comics. She was a version of Captain Marvel a long time ago, during that era when she would have been dressed like this in real life. But when all the agents seem like they're rolling up to check her out after she crash lands back on Earth in the normal MCU dimension, they're supposed to be a team of S.W.O.R.D. agents. You actually notice that there's a version of Monica Rambeau dressed in S.W.O.R.D. gear standing right there. So it's actually two different scenes. It's not two different versions of Monica Rambeau looking at each other. This is just the way they cut the trailer to make it look like it was all happening in the same moment. So Monica Rambeau is an agent of S.W.O.R.D. during present day in the MCU, but this WandaVision trailer footage is just meant to let you know that the S.W.O.R.D. agency is officially making its debut on WandaVision during Marvel Phase 4. We're going to get those episodes in a couple months. Yes, we did get the teaser in the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credits scene, but since WandaVision is the first time we'll be seeing the S.W.O.R.D. logo officially appear, that's the series where they'll explain what Nick Fury has been doing since he was snapped back in Avengers Endgame by the Hulk. Like, this is Monica Rambeau on the set behind the scenes. These are some other agents of S.W.O.R.D., some security men. You see the logo in the background. So WandaVision will do a really good job of explaining what's going on with that agency. And remember Kat Dennings, Darcy from the Thor movies? She's also part of the WandaVision series. She's a scientist, so she's also probably working for S.W.O.R.D. I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Selvig was working with them too now. So number 3, essentially what the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene was supposed to tell you was that not only was Nick Fury on vacation, kind of a funny moment, but he'd also been working with the Skrulls for a long time now, probably since the events of the Captain Marvel movie in the 90s when he first got the Tesseract, and at some point after he started working with them, they started building a larger, more sophisticated space station cloaked in Earth's orbit to replace Mar-Vell's secret research ship that the Skrulls took. You don't build space stations overnight, so when it shows up at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, it means they've been working on that for a long time. Just a couple of the reasons why Nick Fury would have done something like that, started a project that big, building a big space station in Earth's orbit, would mostly have been the threat that Ronan and the Kree made at the end of the movie. The Supreme Intelligence, Mar-Vell, Yon-Rogg, they all vowed revenge. We will return someday. It also, you may have missed it during the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene, Talos and his wife slip in a really subtle mention of Kree sleeper cells on Earth, which I think was a teaser for Avengers Secret Invasion stuff. They're also telling you in this scene that all the big Avengers-level threats that they'll be dealing with in Avengers 5 down the road will be cosmic-level threats coming from outer space. That gets into stuff that they'll deal with in the Eternals movie, the new Fantastic Four movie, and beyond, like Galactus-level threats. And in the comics, S.W.O.R.D. is like the next evolution of S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. was originally designed to deal with the threats on planet Earth. The S.W.O.R.D. acronym stands for Sentient World Observation and Response Department. The reason why we haven't seen S.W.O.R.D. before is because technically the X-Men people own that, and that belonged at Fox for a long time till Marvel just got the rights back. Marvel has the rights back now, so they can do whatever they want to with it, which is why you see it show up in the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene. Number 2, S.H.I.E.L.D. still does exist. Nick Fury just isn't spending a lot of time dealing with them because it's being run by Mac now. They even gave him a Nick Fury-looking trench coat and a new helicarrier. The Disney Plus Avengers spin-off shows won't really be following up with him that much. For those of you wondering how many of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters will show up on this Nick Fury Agents of S.W.O.R.D. series, Chloe Bennett said that she was hoping to return for S.W.O.R.D. stuff on the Disney Plus shows, but she's been pretty quiet as to whether or not she knows if they're going to bring her back. It's going to be a couple years before we actually see episodes of this Nick Fury S.W.O.R.D. series, so they're probably not going to talk too much about that this year or even next year maybe. But number 1, I know you're all asking which other Avengers characters are going to cross over onto the show, because it is a big Avengers spin-off show. We probably won't see episodes until late 2022 or early 2023, so we'll have already gotten almost every single Marvel Phase 4 movie in at least 8 different Avengers Disney Plus series by then, unless they flip the order way down the road. That includes the Black Widow movie, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man 3, Thor 4, Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, Wandavision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, Marvel's What If series, Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, and the She-Hulk series. So any of the new Marvel Phase 4 characters and surviving Avengers like Thor, who we know are coming back for Avengers 5, are fair game to show up. And if you missed all the interviews that Samuel L. Jackson did for Spider-Man Far From Home, people asked him what Nick Fury is doing right now after Avengers Endgame. He said that he's actually getting ready to put another Avengers team together in the background, so we'll probably see him start to do that on this new Agents of S.W.O.R.D. Nick Fury series. And obviously I will be doing all the WandaVision episode videos. We also have the Mandalorian Season 2 episodes starting in a couple weeks, so as long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you should see all those videos when I post them. Congratulations, EA, you're the giveaway winner from my last big Marvel giveaway. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. Everyone click here for that brand new Avengers WandaVision trailer, and click here for the Marvel Shang-Chi movie teaser. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, I'll see you guys tonight.